Good. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Taco Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever side of the world you're on. We're covering all the bases here today. So morning, afternoon, welcome. Welcome to AMA. We are very grateful that Mr. Dan Stewart, CEO of Happy Grasshopper, is joining us today. Thank you, Dan.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And we also have our CEO of Revaluate and the co-founder Chris Strayer here with us, and our media relations and social media manager Mara is also joining us today. Yay!
Yay!
I'm sure you all expected this from having the king of content here with us, Mr. Dan Stewart. We're going to be talking content today, and we really want to focus on content for your farm. So these are contacts that don't know you. They're not in your sphere. They might not know your brand at all. And who is the best one to help us talk content but Mr. Dan? And we all have a wide range of skill sets here. So I'm really hoping we can have a great conversation and maybe drop some wisdom today and just help everybody out and lead us towards converting some more clients. So Dan, why don't you start out? Why don't you give us a little background on yourself and Happy Grasshopper and how we got here today? I'm really excited.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So, gosh, I can't even believe it. Our company's 10 years old. Blink. Old AF. How did that happen? That was totally crazy. Oh, there's an M missing. We're .com there in this. Oh, there it is. Look at that. So cool. That's why you should never pick a name for a company with that many letters. That moment right there.
I don't like it. Kind of like puts it over our faces.
Well, so I'll tell you a little bit of my story. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and that means, I've failed probably a lot more than most people, and I've been fortunate to succeed a little bit along the way as well. And 10 years ago, I exited a software company. I built a CRM company that sold white label services to franchise organizations. And, the franchises loved it. They all bought it. They spread us out all over the world. And then the franchisees almost never used it. And that was the thing that kept me up at night, drove me absolutely crazy. And after exiting the company, I still had that thing bothering me. And I thought, I think the problem was actually content. Because, if you think about it, look at the real estate technology space. Every single application you can think of can send some type of content. And, it's not really about the ability to deliver a message today. It's about the ability to deliver a message that people want and will respond to. Okay, so when we're talking about your farm, I love that you said these are people who don't know you, because that totally changes the type of approach that you need to make with those people. So not only do they not know you, they're not expecting to hear from you, right? So if you're that person, what shows up almost every single day? Like, you get stuff in the mail you don't want. What do we call that? Junk mail, right? So, you have a choice. Do you want to associate yourself with something people generally sort over the trash can, right? Now, I have clients who do that quite effectively, and they've built tremendous businesses by working a farm and sending a lot of content that people just throw away. So let's be really, really clear here. There's more than one way to be successful in real estate, and it's up to each of us to find the way that's right for us. So I have a client, I think of him as the king of door knocking. He consistently takes 8+ listings per month by knocking on doors of people who do not know him, right?
Oh, man.
That's crazy. Most people I know in real estate would be unwilling to do what he does to earn the tremendous career that he's doing, right? So today the topic is farming. Let's decide what we're going to do with this people, right? So rather than just guess, let's take a real world scenario. Let's say, hey, where are we going to farm? That's the first question. So for this discussion, what should we define as our farm area?
Oh, well, a lot of our customers are in California, and they're usually trying to decide which part of California. So maybe that's a good place to start.
Yep. So I always think of,
a good spot.
There's just one, and it's a secret. But for $9.95, you can have it, right?
We can tell you the perfect area.
It's so ridiculous.
Well, let's do this. So let's go with San Diego. NAR is going to be in San Diego in November, and Revaluate will be exhibiting with a booth there. I know Dan will be there as well. Are you doing a booth also, or is that to be determined?
We have not purchased a booth. I wasn't intending to do one, but I will definitely be there. So it should be.
Let's shoot with Coronado in San Diego, which is a gorgeous place.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can run with that for sure. And for people who don't know where San Diego is, some other part of the country or world, that's fine. The idea is we've got to start with the concept of a terrain. And there are three components to terrain we really need to think about here. The first is just the geographical footprint. So, is it Coronado, all of Coronado? How much of Coronado? Is it a neighborhood within Coronado? Is it a list of homes from this price point to this price point, owned for X number of years, with owners that fall into this demographic category rather than this demographic category? Like, there's so many different things we have to decide there. And all of those decisions play a role in the type of content that's going to work, right? So if I've identified a list of multi-million-dollar property and I send them the same message I would send to people who are, step-up family buyers, it's not possibly going to work, right? So it's not enough to have a great list. You have to have a great message for the list. And coming up with that really starts with understanding three things about that terrain. So the first is its geography. The second part of the terrain that we have to consider is which portions within that geography we actually want to build relationships with. And then the third thing would be the psychology of the people that are within that list that you're targeting. So if I'm a homeowner in that tightly defined farm area that we've talked about, what are the things I'm thinking about? What's keeping me up at night? What have I seen over the past year happen in real estate? And then it's a matter of, what's the type of outreach that's going to cause a conversation to happen. So I'm teaching a class later today called Data Diamonds. And it's literally taking 10 years of data that we've collected from hundreds of millions of messages we've sent and boiling it all down to look at what really works. And I'll share with you something that will work almost universally. So, if you're listening to this, figure out how to do this and you'll see an increase in your response. The thing that works with content is engaging their curiosity and leaving it unresolved.
Oh, man.
So, think about what a lot of people do with data in real estate. I mean, we love the data, right? It's like, oh my God, data. I've got so much great data. We can't wait to prove to everybody how smart we are by sharing all the data. And what we've discovered can be more effective than that is sharing one piece of the data. Like, hey, Katrina, did you see this? Coronado Home Stats did X or Y or Z. As a homeowner in the area, you definitely need to know about this. Call me and I'll explain how it'll impact you over the next year. Right? Whoa, now that's an interesting message. What the heck happened in Coronado that I need to know about? And, what's going to happen if I don't know about it? those are all things that you've now caused to happen for the reader of that message. And then, so this is where your message also has to connect to your personal strengths and what you're actually willing to do. Because
can you walk through that the messaging one more time, Dan, just to make sure that people are getting notes down, because I think that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, sure. So what we're talking about is raising that level of curiosity and leaving it unresolved. So pick one data point, and it's, you address them by their name. Hey, Katrina, and you're leading with a question. Did you see what happened with, and of course, whatever that stat is that you're focusing on should determine the way that that sentence is structured. This is important for anyone who owns a home in the neighborhood, the geographical area. And I'd love to chat with you and explain how this will impact you over some specific time period in the future.
Yeah,
that's
great.
That's a really short message that generates a lot of curiosity. Now compare that to this long HTML email with lots of nice gauges and charts. And, now I have all the data. I don't really need to talk to an agent about the data.
Just send it all to me. Yep.
Yeah, right. So this is where we have to really connect with your individual strength and commitment of what you're willing to do as a person. What I care about more than anything is starting conversations. That's what my entire brand is about. I believe if you want more commissions, you have to have more conversations to get them. So rather than just deliver the information, we want to deliver a reason for the person who's getting that information to want to talk to you. That's what I really think is key and critical, is important. So now let's get in our helicopter. Let's go up a few thousand feet here and try to look at a bigger picture here. When you're deciding to send messaging to a farm, you're not thinking, oh, well, I'll just send one message and then I'm done. Nobody's thinking that. But are you thinking about how frequently the messages should be delivered? And if there's any continuity, is there a thread to the message that needs to be delivered? These are all things you should really think about. So I'll give you an example. I have an absolutely delightful client who has a version of a life I very much want to live, right? She loves food. I love food. Oh, imagine that, right? We both love food. I'm sitting next to some artisanal cheese as I say this, and I'm not eating any of it. It's like right there.
You're making me hungry, Dan.
So what she does that's so great is she hosts these get-togethers where she invites people from the neighborhood to do a restaurant tour with her. And they spend like 20 minutes to 40 minutes at different restaurants, 20 or 30 people at a time. And the restaurant has prepared some small bites for these people. It's just a neighborhood get-together.
That's
right?
Cool.
So what does she get as a real estate agent? She gets to invite people to something that people she enjoy, that she would enjoy, would probably like to do.
And the restaurateur benefits from it. The community benefits from it. She benefits from it.
Yeah. She's a hero to the people who own the restaurant. She's a hero to someone who's like, I've lived here 5 years. I had no idea that's what goat cheese tasted like. Oh my God. And she gets to be a hero in a lot of different ways, because you could create moments where you're recognizing people. If you've got a team, let's say you've built a real estate team, it's not just you that's attending this event, right? You're bringing your team, and you could tap the glass and take a moment and say, you know what? I want to just, everybody listen up. I got to just say, we are so proud of Mara. She is amazing. She's got such a great work ethic. You can see everything this person does is about taking great care of other people. It shows up in her attitude, the way she's consistently learning and adding to her bag of tricks in her career. She is absolutely the kind of person that we're proud to be associated with here at my brand. And if we could all just give her a round of applause, she just penned her 12th contract for the year. Yay, Mara, right? Right? And think of the impact that has for the agent you do that for. That's almost as good as a paycheck, right? Because they're now recognized for being awesome in front of a group of people. And you're communicating to that whole group of people the things that you actually value about Mara's performance. So just show of hands. Have you seen that post on Facebook about, we closed 694 sides last week? We're awesome. Like, okay, that's great. That sincerely, that is great. But praise what got you there rather than just praising the result.
Yeah, it's a great retention kind of tool as well. And another side of that is what I tell people is that, you're the community expert. So this agent who does this restaurant tour, not only is she a hero in so many different ways, she's also like an example of like, I know the community, you can trust me.
Right.
I invest my time, my money back into the local community. So it just creates like another level of trust that like, oh, this person definitely is like a local expert, is the person to go to.
Yeah, it's so cool how she's done it too. She set up an Eventbrite page. People buy their food in advance and she just pays the restaurant. So there's no like waiting for everybody to cash out when you go from restaurant to restaurant. It's so cool. It's so cool. And I think one of my favorite things about that strategy is that it gives a through line. Hey, welcome to the neighborhood. My name's Dan. I'm a local real estate professional. I run a group I always invite new neighbors to. We're doing this restaurant tour. We meet once a month. Would love for you and your family to come. It'd be a great way for you to meet neighbors. Like, wow, that's
so many
great.
layers.
You got a reason to reach out, and then you got a reason to reach out every month, right? There's a nice through line there where you think of, in contrast, right? Think of that agent. Maybe they're new. They're like, what do I do to get business? Oh, a holiday's coming. It's 4th of July. I'll buy 600 flags and I'll go stick them in front of everybody's house. Like, that the work ethic that goes into sticking those flags out, I want to applaud that for sure. There's some effort that goes into that, but with just a little bit more effort, you can stand out from being, another happy 4th in the midst of happy 4th. Where everybody's aware of it, everybody's celebrating, and then it's gone. Let's think just a little bit further so we can differentiate ourselves from everyone else in the market. We can be memorable, and we can become sincerely referable in that process. Because you know what? If I go out for drinks with Mara a couple of times a month and she did a great job for me, and oh my gosh, what an amazing agent and human being this is, I refuse to let my friends and family transact with anyone else. Right?
I got probably 20 different Happy 4th of July emails from a variety of businesses. There was a restaurant that we went to at some Inman Connect in New York that sent me a Happy 4th of July email. And I just got so frustrated by getting all this non-genuine, non-interesting baloney that I just started unsubscribing like crazy. And I imagine that I'm probably not alone, that when you get a whole slew of nonsense in a slow work week, when there's not a whole lot of other stuff, you're like, my entire inbox is full of this junk. Let's get rid of it. Yeah. If it's a personalized, thoughtful, conversation, totally different reaction and totally different thought process when you have something unique and thoughtful and newsworthy and interesting.
So how do you take that thing that's so consistent and make it special is a question. Like, raise your hand for me if you get a postcard from your dentist on your birthday. Like, does that feel special? I mean, no, not
no, it's irritating.
You're like, oh, okay, wow, I guess I've got to floss more. Damn.
Reminding me, I'm not doing
the universal response to anything.
I just went to the dentist and she told me computer right there.
I think when it comes to these like, touches, right, that we have on email, which is more direct or social or whatever, like what I tell people is like, it has to bring at least a little bit of value, right? Like no one's going to take it seriously. It's immediately junk, spam. If there's no useful information, it's not newsworthy, or there's no like value prop to it. So that's kind of like the meat and potatoes of like content, I believe.
Yeah, that is so smart. You're absolutely right. The question is, what's valuable to those in the real estate profession versus what's valuable to anybody else? So, we might think, oh, it's really valuable for me to deliver a CMA. And it feels like marketing, So the universal truth is if it feels like marketing, it's safe to ignore. Like Write that down. That's a tattoo we should all have. If it feels like marketing, it's safe to ignore. So, we'll go with the restaurant example, Chris, and, the dentist at the birthday. How do you take something like that and make it feel unique and special? So here's what you do. We'll use a birthday as an example. Let's say, does anybody happen to have a birthday, say, a week from now? That'd be awesome. No. Okay. All right. So we've already had our birthdays. We're all old enough. I gotcha. But let's imagine it's Chris's birthday a week from today, right? Now we know each other. Okay. We're friends. It would be totally weird if all I did was tell him happy birthday on Facebook, where I'm one of 600 other people who's saying happy birthday to him that day. It doesn't rise to the level of respect that our relationship has, right? It's not enough. So doesn't mean that you can't automate it and make it feel special for everyone. You just have to do a couple little things different. So I like to send a text message a week before the birthday that says, hey, Chris, it's me, Dan. Am I the first person to wish you a happy birthday this year? Right. And then celebration, blah, blahs, emojis. Yeah. There you go. Chris gets that. And he's like, Dan, oh, thanks, blah, blah, blah. We have a little chat and it's good. That's a connection that stands apart now from the flood of Facebook alerts he's going to get on his actual birthday. So we do that, by the way, in our system for our members. It's part of a standard communication plan. And that would also include a voicemail drop on Chris's actual birthday. So my voice in his inbox rather than just another post on Facebook. Right?
It's funny you mentioned that. On the other side, my girlfriend just posted, she just received a very, very, very belated birthday card in the mail. And she actually went and posted it on Facebook. They wrote, I'm so sorry. This is so late. Her birthday was 2 months ago. They're like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, this is the best birthday card I've ever gotten. She goes, I haven't thought about my birthday in 2 months.
Yeah, she gets to celebrate all over again, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Seth Godin's old book, Seth Godin. I think I said Golden. You know what I meant, Godin. Purple Cow. You've got to stand
that's a good one.
a little bit different. You make sure that if you're going to make the effort, because let's be honest, it takes effort to remember these things and do these things. Just challenge yourself. What can you do to make it a half step more special? You do not have to beat everyone else by a mile. You just have to be first, and that can be by 2 millimeters. So
that's excellent.
Well, thank you. Mic drop.
Exactly. You mentioned it a little bit with going in to the, he can actually hear your voice. And recently there's been a big change up with Instagram is saying that they're going to push more video content. And I actually woke up this morning to LinkedIn was asking me to log on to our Revaluate page and create a welcome video. Everything is really pushing more towards video content. Do you have any thoughts on that? Any advice on that? Anything you're feeling?
Yeah. I really have some strong thoughts about this. Okay? Because video is great. Let's not push back against that in any way, shape, or form. And yet not all of us are comfortable on video. And no matter how much we want to be, we're just not gonna be. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, if you're hearing this and you're saying, oh, I hate the way I look and sound on video, it's absolutely true that that's probably the way you look and sound in real life. So get over it.
I needed to hear that, Dan. Thank you.
Probably that. But just like anything else, it's something you can work at and you can get better. And to do that, I think really you need a framework, right? So, here's a quick framework we'll just share with you guys, and hopefully it's something people can put to use. But if you start by saying what the challenge is, and then you describe the opportunity that's connected to that challenge. And then you say to overcome that, you just need a framework, right? And then you outline the steps of the framework and then give them some call to action at the end. It generally works really well. So would you like me to demonstrate that?
Of course, if you would like to.
I'll give it a try. Give it a try. So, Katrina, what you just mentioned is that there's a tremendous opportunity with video today. We're seeing it show up in all sorts of places, like LinkedIn is asking you to record a video. You just mentioned that. And yet the challenge is that so many people don't feel comfortable on video, right? I mean, it's true that people feel challenged by that. There's, part of it's a technical challenge. Part of it is a content challenge. There's lighting, there's sound. How often should I do it? There's all these sorts of pain points that pop up to people. So really what they need is just a simple framework. And, the framework should be simple. Don't worry about professional lighting, professional background. Organic content works great. If you are recording video that looks uber professional and you've got chyrons at the bottom and intro graphics and outro graphics, it looks like marketing and is therefore safe to ignore, right? So just pick up your phone, point it at yourself and start yapping,
all
right?
I like it.
Simple, right? Simple, easy tip to do that. And then the third thing that you've got to be cognizant of is where you're sharing that video. Where are people going to receive it? So there's a time and place for absolutely everything. And if you're in the midst of contract negotiations, are you going to record a video of those fine detail points you want to make? Absolutely not, right? And should 100% of your marketing content be video? Absolutely not. How many people are surreptitiously searching for homes while they're at their job? They're sitting at their desk. They're searching for houses. I got a video from her, but I can't play the video right now. People around me will hear it, right? Mm-hmm. So time and a place and balance is really what we want to seek. So that's all you need, those simple steps in the framework, right? And then in order to actually do it, you just have to book an appointment with yourself, just like you would for any other thing that was important, right? We mentioned the dentist. You're going to go. You got to book an appointment. You can't just show up. So book an appointment for yourself to start recording some video and then just do it.
That's been the theme of a lot of these AMAs, is really just taking that time to invest in your business, time blocking it, making it a priority. If you want to farm, it's not easy. It's not going to take 1 or 2 touches. You're going to have to take that time and block it out and put the effort in.
Yeah. Yep, it's important. So, I'll give an example. I have a Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/what to say now. That's where myself and my writing team, we like to answer these sort of communication questions. And we go live there every Tuesday at 2 p.m. like clockwork. That's a plan, except sometimes, of course, I'm on an airplane or I'm on vacation or I have something else scheduled. So it will slightly change. But once you've announced to the world that you're doing something and you have a schedule to do it, it's a lot more difficult for you to not do it, okay? So whether it's organizing your database, it's doing sit-ups to get ripped abs like Chris Dreyer, or it's using video more in your marketing, just schedule it and it'll happen. Sorry, Chris, would you like to show everyone your abs?
I thought it would, yeah. That's cool,
yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we don't have an HR
reviewers. Woo!
I'm sorry, calm down.
But I tell all my, people that, content batching is important. And an easy way to do this is to, we're working on it behind the scenes at Revaluate, where it's just on a monthly basis, who's our guests, what's our themes. And then for me as a social media manager, it's okay, we're going to break it down per platform. And now, Katrina mentioned that Instagram, it's video is so much. It's okay, now you got your story, you got layers of videos. You have your stories, you have your reels, you have your IGTV. So it's what to focus on, what content goes where. And I can see if an agent or a broker who's actually doing the day-to-day job, this takes a lot of mental energy, right? And it's just kind of I tell people, stick to what you're comfortable with. Don't try to because it's all about authenticity as well. So if you're on these platforms and you just look uncomfortable or it feels like marketing because you just see well, this other agent is doing the same thing and they're having great success, that's another, hurdle to get over too. Cause it's is that marketing or is this you trying to enjoy being on the platform too? So there's lots of like mental hurdles when it comes to video, right? But then all these platforms are focusing on it. And there's ways around it. Like I've heard from Christy Keneally, she's at Rate My Agent now. You can do a Facebook Live where it's like a screen record of like what you're seeing on your screen, and you just do a voiceover. So if you're just trying to be like educational or one of these data points that you're going to hyper focus on and you can talk about, that might be like a more engaging way of showing people like denser numbers, but you can be live on Facebook and still talk about it and be engaging and ask. And, during a Facebook Live, obviously people can ask questions, you can answer along. So things like that, I think people should, try to explore. I know video content is really, really scary, but there's lots of ways around it. Like there's lots of options to make creative video content in your comfort zone too.
Yeah, I really think that what you're describing there, that's what we do with everything, right? There's no one on this call old enough to remember first being able to leave a voicemail for someone. And people were nervous about that, right? Oh my gosh, I'm leaving a voicemail. What do I say? There were training classes at major corporations about how to leave a voicemail message, right? Because this new technology is so important, right? And we don't even.
That's not true.
It's absolutely true.
No.
Absolutely true.
That's the original purpose of dance, right? It was to teach people how to leave voicemail.
It is absolutely true that it was a tough, scary thing for people to leave voicemail, right?
Wow.
And why would they even send a voicemail when it's so easy to fax?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
What's fax?
Well, so I'm gonna pull it back like out of the humorous zone into something moderately more on point here, right? If we think about the audience first, it's really hard to screw up, whether we're on a live stage, whether we're leaving a voicemail, right? Whether we're recording a professional video shoot or it's Steven Spielberg filming a blockbuster. We all have to think about who is the audience and how are we serving that audience? That's really it. And, for those of you who might feel nervous about stepping in front of that video camera or getting on a live event like we're doing right now, if you are more concerned about what the people are getting out of it than how you look or sound or feel, it's going to work. It will. So we don't need to overcomplicate it.
We spent some time talking about kind of the one-off production video type things and gone through all of that and painted a nice picture. And you've given some good solutions for how to deal with that. But what about the automated side of things that can be set up and run in the background that don't take thought or planning or well they do, but I guess it's on the front side. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go down a little bunny trail together. Can you guys tell me who worked in the restaurant industry that's on this call? Anybody? Okay. All right. So think about that dinner rush. When all of a sudden the whole restaurant is weeded, it's just slammed. There's a line of people out the door. That's why you rolled all the silverware, you filled all the salt and pepper shakers, you reloaded the sugar bowls. That's why all the food is prepped in the back, ready to go. It's just a little bit of proactivity to make everything run better and more easily. Okay. So if you're working on content that should automate things, you need to strike a balance between having the salad ready to go, but not having put the dressing on it, right? Because we want the guest to be able to choose which dressing goes on their salad, but we don't want to have to make the new salad when they show up, right? So, you need to think about how can I take the good benefits of having a core strategy and plan to communicate consistently over time, and then how do I modify that? At Revaluate, you might think, oh, this is a banking company, a mortgage company versus a real estate brand. How might you adjust your content strategy for both of them? And yet still you're delivering the same hit menu items for everybody. It's just a slight change in it. So I'm a big fan of automating easy things. I'll give you an example. I wrote a 22-page report about CRM content fails. Like, a lot of work went into that, right? So anything you can think of that people have screwed up with content is in there, as well as the fixes for them, and then the data to support why the fix actually works. So, the easiest thing I can do to deliver that is to say, just send an email to yes@happygrasshopper.com. Like, that's all I have to do. Nobody's having to go to a special landing page and enter all their information. If they just send an email to yes@happygrasshopper.com, we just set up a simple autoresponder. Any message that comes in there, we're going to respond with that document attached. So, like, that's a very basic automation, like very basic level. So, for you guys at Revaluate, when you're traveling the country and you're speaking on stage or you're doing live events for an audience like we are right now, that sort of thing is a lot easier than, having people figure out, what was that URL? Where do I go again?
That's really slick. Dan and I talk every couple of weeks, 10, 14 days apart, whatever. And we chat, and I hear a lot about what you work on in your business, and it always impresses me. And then you drop something like this that I've never heard of, and it's like,
yeah. And like, how stupid simple is this? You don't need to subscribe to anything, right? Just set up a new address with an autoresponder. Like, there you go. Free goodness, right? Free goodness.
That's gorgeous. That's an awesome takeaway.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Mic drop number 2.
Drop number 2. Well, how about you mic drop number 3? And why don't you plug Happy Grasshopper a little bit, and how if you're a Revaluate customer, you can utilize that tool and just talk your business. We'd love to hear more about it.
Oh, okay, sweet. Well, so I shared a core belief with you that if it looks like marketing, it's safe to ignore, right? I'll share another core belief with you, and that would be that relationships are absolutely everything. So no matter what happens in life, no matter what happens in business, our relationships can get us through that. So, my whole vision, my purpose, my mission at Happy Grasshopper is to bring the world closer together through conversation. That's what I get up every day excited to do. So if you're listening to this and you're the kind of person who says, you know what, I'm tired of being like a sales jerk with, takeaway closes and arm wrestling negotiations. And, if you really embrace those things I'm sharing that I really believe in, you're likely to love what we do. And we create and deliver content for people who know you, like your past clients in Sphere, people who don't know you, like the leads that you generate online and this farm that we've talked about, and then also for recruitment. So today, our fastest growing segment would be among managing brokers, broker owners, people building real estate teams, brands, and brokerages that need help attracting agents who are a really great fit for them. And then we help those agents actually transact more. So I'm a data geek. I think it's why Chris and I get along so well. The data I've been tracking for a decade now, it's really startling when you look at the time frame between when a lead was captured and when it used to convert and when it now converts. Okay, speed to lead was the most important thing in the world 6 years ago. And now we're seeing that people are registering very far in advance of not just when they're ready to transact, but when they're ready to talk to an agent. So, having a content plan to keep those people engaged and building warmer feelings about you, deciding you're the kind of person they want to get to know, that's a really critical part of lead conversion today. And, I'll tell you that as long as I've been doing this, there is no one size fits all solution. So I have a staff of copywriters. We interview our clients and we create the content that they specifically need, which is based on A, who they are, and B, what we've learned from this decade of data and sending hundreds of millions of messages. That's my baby. That's what I do. That's what I love to do.
I love it. I love it. It's so good. I think kind of to summarize everything today, we really want to take that time, put that energy in your business, and really make sure that message is hyper focused on who you're trying to target. And I think that transitions us right into how Revaluate really helps you with that content, because we're helping you focus on the right people at the right time. So when you put a product like Happy Grasshopper with Revaluate, you kind of mentioned speed to lead, you're really hurrying up those conversions because you're actually focusing in on the right message. And then they're not walking down their driveway and throwing that piece of paper right in their trash can, because that's the person that needs to get that message.
Yeah, I'm so proud that we built the integration between our systems, because it's not enough just to have contact information. Obviously, like the more we know about someone, the better job we can do of sending the right message. So I love that all of our members, when they're pulling up their main dashboard and they see exactly what's going on, we're publishing Revaluate data right there for them. We're identifying the contacts in their database that they know who are most likely to be moving in the coming months. And that's a huge value. It's tremendous. So kudos to you guys and your whole team for building this. It's really a great service.
Well, kudos to you, Dan. And do you want to talk a little bit more now? Does it change the way that your plans go out based on our scores? How does that work?
Well, there's something we deliver called a hot sheet. So every day we reach out to our members and say, hey, based on what these people are doing with the content we've sent, it's time to give them a call. And the move score is one of the key indicators that it's time for someone to be given a call. Now, this is a really important thing here, because if I call and I say, hi, Mara, the data says you're thinking of moving. That is the creepiest thing ever. Do not do that. Never do that, right? Never do that. But if I call and I say, hey, Mara, it's Dan. How have you been? Yeah, it's just been a little while since we talked, and I thought I'd touch base. What's going on with you and the fam? How are things? Awesome. Great. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. One of those 4 Ds, huh? Right? Diamonds, diapers, divorces, and death, which I don't know that everybody is familiar, but those are some of the data points that Revaluate is looking for, is identifying someone being ready to move. You don't want to call and say, oh, I heard about this, one of the Ds. Just call and have a conversation. They'll more than likely bring it up. And then you can offer them support as a friend. And the professional support, of course, comes along with that, because they need help and you're the person they're going to look to for that. So
it really works. People want to share what's going on in their lives, and they open up to you, and they want to talk about things that are troubling or awesome, right? We just had a baby, or yeah, we just got engaged, whatever it is. These are the life events that people want to share. That's what they put on Facebook too. So you can probably go find more information by doing that too.
Yeah, a little stalking.
Yeah, it's a really interesting time to be alive. I don't mind saying that I'm 51 years old, right? And I look this good. Like, yeah. But the point is, I'm Gen X. We did not have computers in the family home until I was a teenager, right? And my kids have never not had a computer in their pocket that's more powerful than anything I could have used in my childhood. So, just to think about this particular time of span that we get to be alive, and how the data that's being collected about all of us gets used, I think if we use that data in a benign way, it's going to bring the world closer together. So, again, I just want to reach out and hug all of you guys, because there's no evil purpose behind the data you're collecting. It's about helping people. When you've got someone who needs to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, having a professional who actually cares about helping them know that and be able to offer that help is a tremendous value that you're delivering. So kudos. Another thing, if you're just like selling the data to some evil company to go buy them out or something, but
very nefarious plans.
Yes.
I see where you're going.
You mean the muahaha.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere.
petting the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, so many mic drops today. Thank you so much for your wisdom, Dan. We really, really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure to be here and hang out with you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. We hope you can join us again, and congratulations on 10 years of success.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Well, happy Tuesday. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week.
So long. Bye.